inspiration behind this project is when, you know, when you need to give someone a gift to say thank you for something, but if you were to give them something, you know, that you'd bought, it would feel a little bit inappropriate. And sometimes it's nice just to give someone a couple of bars of chocolate to say thank you, but you want it to feel a bit more special. What about putting them in a gift box like this? Because then all of a sudden, 2 regular 100-gram bars of chocolate really do seem like a special present. And it's very, very easy to make this one, because all you're doing is making the central box, and then we're making like a kind of book wrap. But because I've made this for 2 boxes of chocolates, what I've tried to do is give extra strength and build more integrity into the project as we're going through. So I'm going to show you how to do this as a full double wall project all the way around. Okay? So we'll pop that to one side. I'm going to start first of all doing that inner box. So this is designed to hold 2 bars of 100-gram chocolate, and they're all standard sizes. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is start off with a piece of cardstock which is 9 3/4 by 10 inches. Okay, and I'm going to score this on the box lid side, which means I'm going to put it up against the left hand side when I've got my handle at the top, and I'm going to score all 4 sides on 3/4 of an inch. So that's just 2 little notches before the first inch sign on all 4 sides, and this will give us our first wall. Now you've got 2 choices here. You can either fold all these and burnish and do it again, or to do your second wall, you could go, because that's 3/4, double that would be 1.5 inches. So I'm now just going to go around all the way at 1.5 inches. So that's all of the scoring that we need to do done. So I'm just going to pop the board out front there and bring in my cutting mat. Now the thing I find easiest to do is fold and burnish the crease lines first of all. Okay, so all 4 sides, folding and burnishing. Now this is Centura Pearl that I'm working with here, but any cardstock you should always be scoring on the coated side of the cardstock and then folding and burnishing away from you. So just as I'm showing you here. And what that does is it just means that we expand the fibres of the coating on the coated side of the cardstock instead of putting the fibres in the actual cardstock under pressure. All right. Now, in the corner, if you get up nice and close and have a good look here, what I'm going to do is cut right to the centre and then cut out a notch. Okay. Then I'm going to completely cut away all of the remaining elements of the corner. All right, can you see that? I'm going to show you again on another corner. Rotating round to me, so we're going to cut in to the central point of intersection and then cut a notch. And then I'm going to cut away everything that's remaining. Okay, now do that on all 4 sides. And what I've got here is the one that I've already done. And we're going to glue the corners in place. Now, as with all the box making, I'll always tell you the same thing. The ideal thing to use is some wet glue. So our tacky glue is perfect. But if you're wanting to do it quick, use the Crafters Companion tape pens, because they have been specially engineered to be strong enough to hold a box. Now what I'm doing is I'm tucking these corners inside, and our double wall will actually hide the workings this way. So that's all my corners inside. And then what you want to do is try and get your tape or your glue right to the very, very edge. And then when you tuck this in, it'll be very tight against the edge, but it's going to tuck in and burnish beautifully. Okay, so you're going to do the same. I'll do the opposite side so you can see. Tape right down the very edge. Okay, tuck this in, it will be tight, and then you're going to burnish. Okay, and it just gives your whole box so much more integrity, so much more strength. And this really is advanced box making at its height, this one. So we're not just talking about, you know, learning how to make standard boxes. That will be covered in some of our more basic beginner DVDs. On this one here, I'm looking at really upping the size, upping the scale, and upping the level of advancement of your projects. So that is our box, and you can just feel how strong it is there. That's perfectly sized for your 2 bars of chocolate. So I'm going to put that to one side. What I have done is I've just created a liner there for the inside of the box. So almost forgot about it. And you can glue it in if you want, but because the box is so tight, it's just going to sit in there quite nicely. Okay, so I'll pop that to one side, and I'm going to bring the board back in, and we're going to do the outer slip case now. Okay, pop it at this side. So now I'm starting with a piece of cardstock. This is a full sheet of A3, which I've trimmed 1/8 of an inch off the bottom. And then from the side, widthwise, I've trimmed it to 8.5 inches. So you can see there, it's done to a full 8.5 inches, right? Now, with the long edge against the rest, first of all, we're going to score at 1/2 inch. Okay, so that's the first score line here. I'm going to take my 1/2 inch all the way down. Okay, turn it right around, and then do the 1/2 inch at the other side. And that is just to give us, as I've done with a lot of the projects here, some extra strength in the sides, which you'll see as we assemble it. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to rest again against box lid, and the first score we're going to do is at 1/2 inch. Then the next one is going to come at 7 3/4 of an inch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 3/4, or 7 6/8 if it's easier for you to think about it in the eighths, with the lines being in the eighths. And then 8 5/8. So that's 8 5/8. It gives us a nice spine down there. Turn it right around. Let's go at the 1/2 inch. Okay. Now, it's all of the scoring done. I'll put the board out of the way. I'm going to just burnish those creases. Right, and what we're going to do is right at the corners, you're going to cut right across the corner, all 4 of these. And then on the insides here, I want you to cut these out into the points of intersection. So right around these across to the point of intersection. Now, if I start and glue this together, I'll bring in my cutting mat. And all we're going to do is use the double-sided tape all the way around the edges. And it's just how you would cover a book, this really. And it just adds extra strength around the sides here. Now, if you are using some ribbon, all I would do is pop the ribbon into play now. And then I've just got 2 panels to go on the insides to cover up my workings here.
Notice I'm trying to get the glue here as close as I can to the very outside edge, and I'm actually using the base card as a bit of a cutting mat, so it doesn't matter if we get excess glue on there, because that's where this is going to glue down. And then my chocolate box will simply glue into place. I'm going to take that liner out. I can cut that to size and fit that in later. But I'm going to use the tacky glue to glue this in place now, just to give a nice strong bond. And if you did want your chocolates to wrap up inside, you would put your ribbon inside before you stuck the base in. So you can see how that forms the basis of the project. It doesn't have to be for chocolate. You could use this for a book or a CD, but it has been perfectly sized to fit a couple of bars of 100-gram chocolate. And if I bring in the one that I've previously done, you can see there how that chocolate just sits lovely inside. The double wall gives it the strength with it being so big, and it just makes up into a really special gift that it's just, it says an awful lot more than just what a couple of bars of chocolate would on their own.